Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, standing outside a fix and flip we just bought yesterday. Gonna go through this and show you all the numbers, the floor plan, which I really think is cool in this house, and what we're gonna do with it. So make sure you check out investformore.com for more information on our flips, rentals, all that good stuff. Have over 70 properties on one of our pages there that shows the before and after videos and all the numbers on our flips. All right, so we bought this one for $240,000 from a wholesaler. Needs 25,000 in work. Have another 20,000 in carrying costs, financing costs, and selling costs. I'm an agent, so I save money listing the house. And then we're thinking ARV, or after repaired value, will be about 320,000 on this one. The outside's in really good shape. Have to stain this deck, but that's easy. Has vinyl siding, which I don't really like, but it's in good shape. The reason I don't like vinyl siding is you can't really paint it, and if it gets damaged, you might be able to find the same color, but the vinyl color fades over time from the sun. So even if you find the right color, it probably won't match. So I prefer siding you can paint over vinyl for those reasons. All right, like I said, it's kind of a cool floor plan. Not your normal cookie cutter ranch. Here's the living room. Good size room, has a fireplace, bay window, hardwood floors throughout. The windows are all in fairly decent shape. I don't think we'll have to replace those, we'll see. It's got 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom upstairs. Here's one of those bedrooms. And they're good sized rooms too. Giant vent that goes straight down to the family room. I don't know why they did that, but it's there. We may replace the doors. Whoops. Giant hanger I ran into. Here's the bathroom, which again, you know, you don't see the big giant vanities in a lot of these houses like that. Bathroom and the shower, which probably was a bathtub at one time. We may have to turn that back into a bathtub, appeal to more buyers. That's a little strange having your electrical panel in the hallway, but it's updated, which is fantastic. And then here is kind of the master bedroom, a little bigger than the other ones. They did put carpet in here, but I don't think the hardwood goes through in here. You can kind of see the carpet is lower. So this would have to be carpet unless we decide to add hardwood. Although, if you look right there, the carpet or the hardwood in that room is lower. So maybe they did carpet over hardwood. That would be awesome. Here's the 3rd bedroom up here. Of course, we'll paint everything. They left us a few things, but not too much. And the hardwood does need refinished, but it's in fairly good shape, so it should be pretty easy to do. It's got lots of cool built-ins. That's why I like these houses as well. You don't see that too much anymore. And then the kitchen, which could be nicer. The cabinets aren't horrible. They're oak, which is not my favorite. We might be able to keep them, change the hardware, definitely change the counters, definitely change the appliances. We'll have to decide on that. And it is kind of funky. They had a cutout just for the fridge, which is actually really nice. It makes it much more open, but you wonder how much that cost them when they built it to have that little cutout just for the fridge. Kind of cool. All right, we'll take a look downstairs. That, I'm guessing, was the old electric, maybe in fuse box, and they just kind of left it there and put a panel in. But thankfully, it's been updated. This was another surprise. This is a giant gun safe, which they carpeted around. So that's not dirty carpet and clean carpet. That's 2 completely different types of carpet, and they just carpeted around this because they didn't want to move it. And obviously, they didn't want to move it when they left because it's extremely heavy And they were kind enough to leave us the combination, and it even works. So I don't know what that's worth, but that's an expensive gun safe, so that's kind of cool. I'm sure, I don't know if I could use it, but I'll know somebody who can put it in a good home. Here is the utility room. Good size laundry room. That is a freezer. I have learned over the years, one of my steadfast rules, do not open those freezers. I let my contractors open them. I don't touch them. The last time actually, I don't think we opened it. Some of our contractors opened one of those. Is in the country. It was full of like deer meat. They had been sitting in there probably for a few months with no power. So they weren't real happy when they opened it, and I warned them. I said, don't open that, and they did it anyway. But that's one of the rules you learn. Don't open stuff like that. Here's the furnace, which is fairly new. That's great. And the hot water heater. Yes, I said hot water heater. There's a really cool video going around about why it's okay to say hot water heater and not just water heater. So watch that if you're going to be the language police and tell me it's a water heater and not a hot water heater. All right. Here is just an office right here. Nothing too fancy. No window, so you could not make that a bedroom. And then we head back this way. Big family room. Wood burning stove. And there's that vent. Both bedrooms have it. I guess just to make it heat easier, they did that. Kind of weird, but that's okay. So good sized room. And then we have another bedroom right here. Has an egress window. It's not quite as big as it should be per current code. However, I mentioned things being grandfathered in. That means if it was installed at the time that code said that was okay, you can still keep it that way. And that's big enough to get out of. Should be fairly safe. So we'll probably leave that and not install a much bigger one. All right. Here is the other bathroom, which we'll probably do a little bit of work in here. I don't know how much. It's not like in horrible shape, but it's not amazing. Sometimes I like to pretend things are retro and cool so we can save money repairing them, and I don't know if that qualifies or not. You'll have to let me know. All right, so we'll head upstairs. And by the way, I was thinking earlier, this is probably one of my favorite things to do, is walk through the house right after I first buy it. Like, I haven't seen this property probably for 6 weeks. This is my first time seeing it, so it's kind of a surprise. You know, I don't always remember exactly what they look like or knowing how they'll leave it for us, but I almost like seeing them for the first time after we buy it more than after we fix them up. And then another really cool feature is the garage. Oversized 2-car garage. You can see right here. Lots of storage, more built-ins. And this house does not have a murder room. I joke about that. Just a running joke in my videos that most of my properties seem to have a dark, dingy basement room. This one doesn't have one of those, but it kind of has a murder closet. So we'll count that. All right, so that's the property. We'll get going on it here soon. We're buying 3 more in the next month. We'll be having a few more finished as well. So be sure to subscribe to see those. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. And we'll have much more information coming soon. Also on this one, I might add some more after I'm done on the lender issue. I used hard money to buy this, and it was a giant pain. So I may add some more once I get to the office and tell you what happened with that situation. Hey everyone, back here in the office, want to touch on the hard money situation real quick. So I used hard money on this deal. I almost never use hard money. I usually use banks or private money. Private money is so easy. I can send a text to my investors, and that's about it. Banks a little more difficult, but I have to put 25% down. They don't finance repairs, so I have to bring a lot more money to closing. So I decided to use hard money because this particular lender, was lending one, was doing 7.49% interest rate and 1.25% points. They had another like $900 processing fee and an appraisal fee, but still much cheaper than my private money. And they're financing 90% of the purchase price and I believe 100% of the repairs. So I'd bring less money to closing. So everything was going great until 36 hours before closing, I got an email saying, oh, the appraisal came in low. Now, I had no idea anything was going wrong. We had 3 weeks to do this deal. It wasn't like a rush deal. And because that appraisal came in low, I had to bring, I have my number here, sorry. I was gonna bring $25,500 to closing. Instead, I'm basically bringing $45,700 to closing, and that's after I get kind of a holdback. So because they could not get interior access to this property before closing, they're holding back 10% of the down payment, or 10% of the deal, which is $24,000 to start with. We managed to get that lowered to $12,000 after this appraisal issue. But as soon as we got an inspection done, after I got access, then they'd pay back that extra $12,000 or $24,000. But after I got paid back that holdback, either $24,000 before the bad appraisal or $12,000 after, I was putting down $25,000, but then that jumped to $45,000 because the appraisal came in so low. And the appraisal came in at 279 ARV on this when it's easily 320. And I looked at the appraisal. It was actually dated 4/2, but they said they didn't get it till 4/16. And he is listing his address as Utah. I'm in Colorado. His Facebook page, his Google page, the address on the appraisal is all listed as Park City, Utah, one state away from me. So not sure exactly how that works out for an appraisal. And he was using comps that weren't even in the same neighborhood. That house is next to a hospital, has a really cool lake 2 blocks away, very neat area. And he's using comps a mile away on busy streets, not even close to value. I think it took me 5 minutes to pull 5 properties. This showed the ARV was 320 or even higher. And they're all right there, sold within the last 6 months. Similar size, similar bedroom counts. I don't know where he got his information from. It's like he's trying to come in low. But that's what cost me so much money on this deal. And so I spent all day yesterday pretty much arguing and trying to figure out how to get this done with the lender. The wholesaler is getting annoyed because they're trying to close it, get all done right. It was just a pain, and it reminded me of why I don't always do hard money deals, because if I'm a private lender, I send a text, 30 seconds. It's all the time it takes, and we get the deal done. So we'll see what happens moving forward. One reason why I don't like doing appraisals on these flips as well, and we were kind of supposed to be doing a BPO on this flip, but then it got switched to an appraisal later on. Just not a smooth process, and I don't know, we'll see what happens later on, but I may just be going back to private money after this and paying the extra money just for the ease of mind and stress and getting things done quickly without any risk of the whole deal blowing up. So luckily, I have the money, I have down payments to cover that difference. But if somebody was doing their first flip or their first deal and they had to come up with $20,000 or $30,000 more at closing, how many people could do that? And 36 hours beforehand, it's not like you had a week or two. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty scary. So just want to give a heads up on what happened with this one, things to watch out for, things to be careful on. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, list any questions, comments below, and we always appreciate your thumbs up. Thanks a lot.